Things are actually getting really kind of scary almost in the community for Stalker today. Aside from the modding guide being posted, which we looked at earlier, this screenshot surfaced from the r/Stalker subreddit. And if we take a look, there is actually a side-by-side comparison here, and it's just from an overall glance here, it does look like there is comping. Just take a look. From lines, well, the lines are different, so they've obviously added some. However, I mean, just from an overall, like from a overall glance here, you can see that it is definitely lifted. It's copied down to every specific thing. So, okay, my bad. Float shadow is actually 1 as opposed to 0 here, and some of the variables are changed. So it is not a complete and total lift, but I mean, just look at it, man. I know the title said GSC, but that was really just to get you in here. If we take a look here, it actually says MTB here, and who do you think that is? Mataboo, one of the studios that GSC outsourced the enhanced editions to, which it may now be, I think, Frag Labs, something like that. Anyway, neither of them really did any good, but this might be Mataboo who is doing this. However, it's still, come on, man. And if you ask me, not that I have that much experience coding to begin with, I have got a couple hours. They didn't even remove the comments, man. You see what I mean? Like, they've changed some of the numbers and the values, but the comments are the exact same, and it's the same format. There might be just a little bit of difference, but for the major parts here, look, grass overwrite, this comment here, that's just gone, okay? But look, the rest of this, the vast majority of this, 90-95%, is just taken, okay? Look at it. There's float coverage here that I don't see here. Otherwise, oh, and look, break the march on this side, but skip on this side. So the bits highlighted in red here are actually the changes. Those are the altered bits, and so if you can keep that in mind, we don't have to look at every small little thing and just take an overall look and say, wow, this is 90% of the image. It's crazy. So this is definitely a very interesting situation, considering what they're doing, because this is kind of a total backward step in regards to the SRP thing the other day that we were talking about. How they were using code from the Sky Reclamation project, but the thing is, though, they actually cited it and said, oh, this came from here, this is the, like, you could see it in the code, right? And that was a really great moment. But this is one step forward, 2 steps back, I guess. Now, if we take a look at one of these comments here, they have a little bit of arguing on which studio actually picked it up, who's doing what. Apparently, Mataboo dropped it. This was one of those sections or something, and Frag Labs is now doing it. I'm not sure, but one comment in particular says, "Don't be, kind of keep it to yourself." Exactly 24 hours before the latest patch released, its post about Frag Labs was removed for revealing private information, when in reality all of the information was publicly available, or rather pulled from the files. It's technically not doxing, but it was reported and removed as such. GSC or Frag Lab is trying to hide this. Yeah, wow. A link to the creator's website. Okay. That's crazy. I didn't even know that we had creators from South America, Chile. That is crazy. Check that out, man. Stalker Anomaly. Yeah. Screen space shader. I can't believe that was 3 years ago already. It feels like last year, really. But that's not the only thing he was doing. He was active 2020, 2019, 2012, 2006. So he's been around for a little bit, man. I want to talk about modding. This guy probably grew up in like the 90s or maybe late 80s. I mean, check that out, man. That's crazy. Yeah, here's a really good point. Not only no credits have been given, but also this game is being sold, so they are making profit off of it. So, whew, legal issues. I just glanced over this, but let's take a look at this comment. Identical code, yeah. Since there is no license in repo, it means that common anti-copyright laws apply. Quote, however, without a license, the default copyright laws apply, meaning that you retain all rights to your source code, and no one may reproduce, distribute, or create derivative works from your work. Yeah, Grok, for once I do have to agree with Grok. I don't really like it, having to agree with him, but he does make a point. There should be a bigger comparison. We should look at the entire thing, not just one little cherry-picked bit. And there were some tiny changes, although I guess for what we saw, there were values, maybe like, what, 5 extra lines of code that they added. But I don't know, because I haven't looked at the rest of it, as this is the only thing I've seen. But he claps back and says that the point is that shaders were copied. It doesn't matter whether they're from Anomaly or SSS. Those files were not in vanilla STALKER. These are new. GSC only has to credit the developers and everything will be fine. And here's a great point here. I'm not even sure that GSC is aware of what the people they contracted did, since this point was not done by GSC itself. Yeah, they contracted it out, man. So we can't just instantly say, oh, well, this is your fucking fault. I mean, well, indirectly it is, yes, because they hired their studio and the studio did what they did, but they might not even really know about it, okay? Since they're making patches and shit now, they might have went over it and they might have an idea, but we can't really truly know. It is definitely an embarrassment, yeah, but yeah, see, we didn't know statement from GSC incoming. That'd be funny. And it is something they can do, whether or not it's true or not. Yeah, see, man, the code is exactly the same. The spacing, the line breaks, etc. are the same. The only difference is in an if block. They just changed the code, but minimally at that. This guy says, is it lawsuit worthy? And the OMP says, no. I'm going to say probably not, but somebody else was saying something about it. It could be legal trouble. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but it seems to me if you're modding a game, you are... Man, because they are taking this guy's code, but Anomaly is a derivative of the original game, so you know what I mean? It's not like from a different game or a different IP. But I'm not a fucking lawyer. I can't say anything about it. You know what I mean? And I'm aware that it's not right and not cool, and that they should be crediting them, which GSC themselves have done, at least with SRP, maybe OXR as well. But definitely not in this case. However, if you don't credit someone from one of your own mods, I just don't think it would be a good look. I don't think it's a legal thing because it's a mod, right, of one of your games, I guess. I know Anomaly isn't, but like just frame it in a legal perspective. Like how would you say, oh well, this is actually this, and since they did like it's so fucking hard to say what could happen. But yeah, no, it's definitely not a good look at all. Definitely not.